So let me ask. Hello.
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 Every Rush song. Hello, Fritz. Oh, I'm sorry. You said you were going to start it out. Okay. Yeah.
Inside, buddy. Welcome, dearest, most pleasant and cheerful Rush fan. Welcome to Every Rush Song, where we have started off this episode with laughter, the sounds of laughter.
My favorite kind of tour.
So we're going to get to this Every Rush Song. We will discuss every Rush song, not at once. Not today. You want to subscribe so that you can make sure and hear every Rush song that we analyze. There might be Rush songs that we analyze twice or three times. We don't know. We're just going to do what we want, right? We're going to do what we want, and if you let us know what you like and what you don't like, we might even do what you want. Mm-hmm.
What you really, really want.
But right now, what we want to do...
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I want to.
Yeah?
I want to.
I want to.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
you lost all credibility right there.
Yeah, that is very true.
We will keep this kind of loose. We will have some fun. That's what we do. It's who we are. We like to make people laugh. So we won't take this. We'll take it seriously, but not too seriously.
We'll take it Yahoo seriously.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yahoo!
So we're going to get into analyzing the songs, but the first thing we want to do is decide beforehand, before we go through this massive epic adventure, what are our favorite songs before, and then we'll compare it to our favorite songs at the end of this journey when we have covered all 180. Was that how many songs it was, Jay?
167, I believe, but I could be mistaken.
I guess it's going to depend on, are we going to include the first album? Are we going to include live albums? All that kind of thing. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, let me just say,
all 195.
I don't want to be the one that sucks up to everybody like I did in the last one, but I just want to say, Shane, it was a genius idea that you had here to discuss our favorites, and then as we go along, see how it changes, or if it doesn't change, we don't know. Once we get through all 160,000 songs that Rush wrote.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, Jay and I have another podcast called Beer Thursday, and our friend Tim here, the greatest drummer on this podcast, was on Beer Thursday once, and we talked about Rush. Jay and Tim each ranked the Rush albums, and I don't know, I'll include a link to that. I don't remember what round number it was. We'll include a link to that in the show notes. But today we're just going to spend like 20 minutes, I don't know, discussing our favorite Rush songs, not in any order, just whatever comes to mind over the next 20 seconds, starting right now.
Over the next 20 seconds. This is going to be an awfully short
20 minutes.
Short episode.
Man, I wish we were editing because I really meant minutes.
Okay,
Who wants to go first? I say Jay. Jay?
Oh.
Off the top of your head, which one of your favorites?
One of my favorites off the top of my head, which is on the top of my body, which is The Trees is one of my favorites.
Wrong.
Huh. How is that wrong?
I don't know. I just like.
I don't know. I just love The Trees. I love the message behind it. The completely non-political message. I say with tongue in cheek, if you could see me, but I just think it's a great song. It's catchy, little ditty about trees and oaks, and there's unrest in the forest. There's trouble or treble
with the trees,
like all about the bass. There's trouble with the trees.
I have a funny story about the trees. Neil Peart, he has a lot of drum parts that even though they're not in 4/4 time, they sound kind of groovy and danceable. And I remember I had this job at a 7-Eleven, and the Trees was playing, and my manager at the 7-Eleven was there at the time, and she was trying to dance to the Trees, but the time signature kept throwing her off. And I'm just cracking up. And I felt awful for her.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
you can throw out a hip like that.
you can,
It's
and I'm pretty sure
dangerous.
that Rush invented new time signatures just to mess with people because, I mean, just their rock is very progressive. There's got to be a word for that, but it's progressive for sure.
Maybe we'll research it. We'll Google.
Well, yeah.
Tim?
So
Tim, you have a
Nope,
song?
I'm going last on
Oh, you
all
want to go
of
last?
it.
Okay.
Yes,
do you
'cause
want me to go ahead?
I got to prove y'all wrong.
Okay, then
Okay.
I guess that process of elimination.
Okay. So
Dave?
Jay did his.
So we're all gonna do one. Are we doing one at a time? Or are we
Yeah,
doing...
we'll just go around in the circles.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw Freewill out there. Just because I
Sorry.
love the individualist, I mean, the lyrics about being an individual, about somewhere between science and faith, and not really subscribing to anything, not being, because I think the news lately kind of shows that there's a level of commitment where it's not healthy and you're not really doing anyone any good. It's kind of an unhealthy obsession rather than a commitment to fighting for something. And then musically, it's just insane. The lead part on it, the guitar solo, where they're all three pretty much playing a solo at the same time, yet it somehow fits together. And then all of a sudden just kind of come together at that last, each of us is out of a. It's just, I just get chills. I still get chills 40-something years later listening to Freewill.
Well, that was very succinct. I feel like an idiot for the way I talked about the trees.
No.
But in summary, you like the way they came together at the end.
Yes, the way that it. Tim, can you
Yes, I'm going to prove both of y'all
can
wrong.
you keep it PG?
I'll try to keep it PG.
Shouldn't have said that.
While you posers, you gotta go back to when Rush was really Rush and rock and blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
The song, now they only did it on 2 tours, which that was sad to me. And they might have brought it back during the R40 tour. I know they didn't where I saw them at, but it's from the greatness of the Vapor Trails album.
Ooh.
The song is called Earthshine.
Yeah.
It's got that really nice grungy heavy guitar intro.
Yeah.
It's just it's beautiful. And Neil's lyrics are just perfect for this song. The part where he says, "My borrowed face and my third hand grace only reflect your glory." I
Preach.
love that.
Preach, Tim.
I love that. And so now, because of that song, when we have that new moon that is no longer a full new moon, and you get that very slightest sliver of moonshine, not the drink, that shows up, but you can see the outline of the moon in the sky. That song makes me look at the moon that way. It's to me that song is I can't get tired of that song.
Next full moon. That's my thing. I'm breaking
that
out.
song
Vapor
was
Trails.
inspired by a real natural phenomenon.
Phenomenal.
About reflected light on the moon,
Right.
From Earth's surface in the cloud. Yes, but the way that lyric you described it all was borderline religious. It was borderline.
Yes,
Talking about God.
Which is a little weird.
Yeah.
For Neil Peart, but when you take a look at a lot of his songs, You know, you could take some modern day Christian theology to it. You know, another song from that album, and this is up there, but it's not in my list. But it's a song called "Sweet Mirror," and that song to me, that I don't think it was, because as far as I know, Neil never went against his atheist faith. Okay, it is a faith, but you take a listen to the lyrics and what he's talking about going through. You know, he wasn't searching for an angel or a god, but he's going through tough times, and you know, life was the miracle. You know, that's what that song is talking about. You got to really dive into it and listen. But he's done that. But Earthshine, man, it rocks my ass.
And that was the first album, right? That they came back with after he had he came back.
He lost his daughter and his wife. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, I never listened to Vapor Trails before they remixed it and remastered it. What did you think of it, Tim? When it first came out and it had some kind of mixing or mastering issues, was it as bad as?
Look, I had just gone through 5 years of no rush.
Oh, so it didn't matter.
When Vapor Trails came out, I wasn't going, golly. I mean, I think these could be really good songs, but the mixing is horrible. I hear a little bit of a difference, but
okay, just curious.
Okay,
yeah. You brought up Vapor Trails. I didn't. I guess I knew you liked Vapor Trails. I didn't expect that to come up with our favorite. So that's
yeah. I love that album.
Bringing it current, Tim. Tim Current. That's your new nickname, Tim Current. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
On a side note, I'm looking at, of course, their last studio album was Clockwork Angels. I thought it was kind of funny and ironic. Well, not ironic, but kind of funny that the year that it came out was 2012. They missed 2112 by 100 years, but
wow, just 100 more years, and they could have been so close.
Yeah, they're so close.
So close.
Well, that was a great story. Fortunately, we ran out of time. Now, so the other one, I think I'd mentioned in the previous episode how when I was introduced to Rush, it was because of wrestling.
I would like to point out that Jay is having this conversation while his lovely, kind dog is eating his hand.
Yes. My dog is eating my hand.
Sorry, interrupted.
We're fighting over a bone, and he is winning. But in life, really like that,
Yes. The dog a bone.
But I'm gonna have to put. I mean, it's a popular and probably, arguably their most famous one. But that would be Tom Sawyer. I love Tom Sawyer. It just, you hear that, and I think we mentioned in the last, or one of you mentioned, and just the opening, just the way it starts out, it's just badass, and
it is badass.
I think of wrestling when I hear it, but I think of, the lyrics are, the modern day warrior, mean stride, today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. It's what's it about?
Well, Jay, see, Mark Twain was, you know what? We're going to get to that, and Tom Sawyer is going to be one of the first songs we analyze. So you've got a couple of days to research.
Thank God.
But that's the thing too. Like, there's, when we're talking about any songs, but particularly Rush songs, is there's the music in general, the songwriting, the lyrics, the bass, the drum. I mean, there's so many different things to cover. And just so you know, I have 4 pages of notes just on Tom Sawyer for when we get to it. So
Jesus, Tom.
And I'd like to throw this out. That's from the Moving Pictures tour. There wasn't a show after that they never played Tom Sawyer.
Oh,
It
wow.
was at every show from the Moving Pictures tour on. And Spirit of Radio is probably the second, and maybe YYZ. But other songs, they got skipped. Red Barchetta would take a couple of tours off. Limelight took a tour or two off.
It's almost hard to imagine.
Trees and Closer to the Heart had taken tours off. But Tom Sawyer, boom. So, yeah.
One of the most popular.
It is. And that's, if somebody's, if you're talking to somebody, well, have you ever heard of Rush? I don't know. Name a song. You say, well, there's some. Oh, yeah, I know Tom Sawyer. And then you say Closer to the Heart. They go, I don't know that one. Yeah.
I think Tom Sawyer is a perfect gateway drug into the rest of the Rush discology.
Yeah.
It's hard to resist. What's that?
So, Shane.
Yes.
Give us another one of your favorites.
Well, I'm gonna stick with moving pictures. Go a little obscure. One that I love that nobody ever talks about is The Camera Eye.
Oh, good song. Good one.
They somehow made it where you feel like you're in the city. I don't know how they did it, but the song, I feel like I'm in a big city listening to that song. Yeah, and there's different
because
parts.
at the beginning you hear the cars and the busyness of the streets.
I mean, all the way through. Even
there's that.
And it's got a great solo.
Yes.
Yeah, just
that is a great song.
And there's a few live versions of that, so I guess they brought it out on a few tours.
Well, no. They played it during the Moving Pictures tour, and then they brought it back again.
Back.
This was the tour that was between the R30 tour and Snakes and Arrows. They were playing the entire Moving Pictures,
like R33 or 34.
Yeah, something like that. And they brought back the Camera Eye for that.
I think I went to that tour. I think I saw that one.
Maybe you did, or maybe you didn't.
Oh,
now
at this point.
There is a funny story that Alex Lifeson has told before. I read it in a book.
Wait. Let's backtrack here a little bit. You read it, or you read?
You read it like words.
I read it
in pages.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
I didn't know Tim did that.
That is impressive, sir.
It's very rare. But he was talking about he was having to lay down the tracks for the guitar solo in The Camera Eye, and he was he just wasn't inspired. So he decided to take a break, and he had walked outside of the Le Studio building, and he said there was a beautiful moon that night, and he was just soaking up that rich Canadian air, and the moon was just beautiful. And then the next thing he knew, a bunch of clouds came in, covered up the moon. He said, to hell with it. And he went in and laid down the track.
I love it. So I was reading that I won't reveal my sources, that the song "The Camera Eye" is comprised of two movements.
Yes.
One is New York City and one is London.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not know that until I read it.
Yes. And the Camera Eye.
New Yorkers.
The Camera Eye would be the last of their, I don't know if you want to call it epic.
I was thinking epic.
Lengthy songs.
Yeah.
It was over 10 minutes, or just over 10 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, that was the last one.
No. Good choice.
Very good choice, Shane.
Shadrach.
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 Good choice, Shadrach.
Yeah.
Tim,
Well,
what you got? What you got? What you got? What you got?
Well,
Tell us, Tim.
I'm going to stay with Shane on moving pictures.
Oh my
You
God!
may never leave.
An extreme Rush fan favorite that is part 3 of the Fear trilogy.
Ooh.
Witch Hunt.
Which? Oh, Hunt.
Which
Okay.
one?
Yes.
All right.
Witch Hunt.
Easy.
Yes.
Part 3 of the Fear trilogy, and it was the first song of the Fear trilogy that they recorded.
They did
What's
it backwards.
what was the Fear trilogy?
Well, Fear trilogy was 3 songs that they recorded.
Well, I mean, I kind of got that idea because it's called a trilogy. But
Well,
yeah.
but there's 4 songs.
But part 2 of the Fear trilogy was The Weapon, which was on their next album, Signals. And then part 1 of the Fear trilogy was on the album after Signals, Grace Under Pressure.
Oh, I like that.
The Enemy Within.
I like that. I never knew that. That's a
Now,
little nice little fact there.
Was there a part 4?
Yes, there was a part 4.
Oh,
Yes.
Tim
There's
is
a part
getting
4 of the
hug.
Fear trilogy. What would that be?
Right. It was on the Vapor Trails album.
Vapor
There we
Trails
go.
again. Man, Vapor Trails getting a lot of love tonight.
Yes. And for some reason, I can't remember.
Now, I will say that when we were,
It was called Freeze, right?
Freeze. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Part 4 of the Fear trilogy.
when I was trying to come up with my top 5, The Weapon kept kind of going in and out of that top 5. I'm a big fan of The Weapon.
Yes.
It seems like that we're all circling around moving pictures as overall as being perhaps one of the best Rush albums because
I picked one
next
song, okay?
My next song is Red Barchetta from said Moving Pictures album.
You know,
And why do I love Red?
The song for you is about a car. This is called the Red Barchetta.
But what a great song.
Why is Red Barchetta important to you, Jay? What memories does it evoke?
Well, I just love the way that it sounds and it's good and it makes me happy. And it's got music in it in words.
That's deep.
I think there's words.
Yes.
That's deep. That's really
There's a few words.
Yeah. And it's a great song. It's just a great song. I don't know why.
Well, it's again,
Words are
it's
hard.
another. Well, it's a nice groove
very cool.
with some here and there time signature changes.
Yeah.
Now, one of the funniest things ever was listening to Red Barchetta. Shane, you were driving the equipment van, and I was in the passenger mobile on our way to New York. And the keyboardist of that band, so funny, we're listening to Red Barchetta, and it's at the very beginning, and he starts singing it, and he goes, "My uncle has a country place that no one knows about. He says it used to be a farm before the motor law. Now on Sundays I lure the ice and hop the turbine freight too far outside the wire where my wino uncle waits." Yes, my wino uncle waits. Yes, and I about steered the car off of the frozen tundra highway we were on. And he goes, "What?" I said, "That's not what it is." He goes, "Well, it's what it sounds like." And so, I rewind it. We were listening to it again. I was like, "You're damn right. It does sound like Wino Uncle Waits."
I mean, who doesn't have an uncle who's a wino and has a classic car?
Exactly.
I
It
did.
makes perfect sense.
There's that. I'm not one to believe in magic, but I sometimes have a second sight.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not one with a sense of proportion.
Yeah.
But when my heart still changes overnight.
Yeah.
All right, stop reading it off of your stupid computer, you moron.
I don't remember words. Words are hard, Tim. Tim.
Is that one of your
words
favorite?
are hard.
Words are hard.
All right. So should I go earlier or later? I don't know.
You just go with your favorites. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Time.
Doesn't matter.
Stand still.
Wrong.
Sell out.
Wrong.
Sell out. Sell out.
I like songs about time. I like Pink Floyd's Time. I like the Triumph song about something running out of time. I don't remember it, but I like songs about time and the way he describes the feeling of just Neil, the lyrics, just the way he describes the feeling of being in a moment. And then the I guess the point of the song wanting to extend that moment to me is just, again, it's another song that gives me chills. Hadn't been out as long as Freewill, but another song that when I listened to it, I was just like, yeah, that's life right there. Just being in that moment, not worrying about anything else, and just wanting that moment to last forever.
Yeah.
Also, I like Amy Mann.
Which I was going to bring up. That was a unique situation because that was the first for Rush. And what was it?
That somebody sang with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And their harmonies are good. There's not very many times where Geddy Lee harmonizes with himself. But there's a few of them that I like, a few of them that I could have done without. But the harmonies with Amy Mann, I think, are really nice sounding. Not Charlie Robinson, Natalie Main's good, but still good.
Yeah. So I was gonna mention that my next favorite was La Villa Strangiato. La Vida Loca.
Living La Vida Strangiato. Oh yeah.
Actually I'm altering that because I just remembered another song that I absolutely love. Something about the song really spoke to me. And that was or is Subdivisions off of the Signals.
Oh yeah.
Subdivisions.
Yeah. I mean, the world is subdivisions, clicks. It's all, I like that. It speaks to me about, shit. Oh no.
Oh,
I said a bad word.
Oh boy. There's no editing, so we just have to cancel the podcast. Sorry, Rush fans.
No, sorry.
We get to analyze all the songs because Jay,
gosh darn it,
can't control his impulses.
No, something about that song just speaks to me. I think about high school cliques in churches, cliques in just anywhere in society.
The high school halls,
and the shopping malls.
Yeah. If you weren't cool, you were cast out. And it also talks about, you're a young kid, a young teenager, and your parents have decided what your future is going to be. And at that point, you have no clue what you want to do with your future. The future's pre-decided,
Yeah.
Now, do you think that song means...
We all lived in that.
Do you think it means more to us because it came out... I mean, it was like a junior high school kid, and it came out when we were in junior high and just described perfectly. I mean, it was exactly what we were living.
But see, I think it speaks to every person at that age. My son had to do like this sort of poetry song report thing. You choose a poem, you choose lyrics from a song, you read it out to the class, and you discuss. And he chose Subdivisions. And his class was, they were all jaw dropped and wow, that was really, really deep.
That's cool.
Because
it's
and guess what? It also speaks not just to the dork or the unpopular kids, but that song also speaks to the popular kids.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned, Shane, about how you think maybe we identify with it because it came out when we're around that age. Honestly, I I reconnected. I guess I connected with that song only within the last 10 years or so, and it reminded me of those times.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, and then it reminded me of it. It's a timeless song because what they're talking about this song is stuff that people can universally relate to, I would say.
Well, and the future pre-decided part. I've seen kids recently, and their parents have in mind that their kids are going to go to this school and have this career, and the kids, they're not comfortable or they're afraid to tell their parents, that's not really where I wanted to go to school. That's not really how I want to spend my life. But they're afraid to tell their parents that because their parents have these expectations that those are the footsteps that their kids are going to follow. And
Yep.
Neil, man, how did he know?
And
as though he were
because he was that kid. He's a young kid growing up in Toronto or outside of Toronto, Canada, a Canadian who could not ice skate. He couldn't do it. So there he is. He's not a part of the hockey team. He's the book nerd who decided I'm going to take up drums, and that was, not only was it a release for him, but it eventually started to give him that outside the coolness realm recognition, awesome. Neil Peart. Neil Peart.
Just and Tim, you and I discussed it, but if you get the opportunity, dear sweet clean listener, if you get the opportunity to read a book by anyone in the Rush band, which I think there's only one guy who actually wrote a book, Neil Peart, his book Ghostwriter discusses his life after his daughter had died suddenly, and then his wife died a year later, and he just went out on the road on his motorcycle. And the way he paints a picture in these songs are the same way he paints a picture in the book. And I mean, you feel like you're kind of riding along with him.
Right.
And he's a fantastic writer. I'd like to read his other books. I think he has a couple more, right, Tim?
Oh, yeah.
He's got a few more. Yeah.
Yeah, The Masked Rider.
At some point, I want to talk about Clockwork Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do. All right, Tim. So, one more. Close us out. Bring it home.
Well,
Run around
I've
third.
only done 2. Y'all skipped me.
Oh, we did. That's right.
Chase did like 5 or 6. I don't know. It's just like
yeah, exactly.
All right, Tim, go ahead.
All right. So
okay, one more. It's from. Sorry. Go
very interesting, Jay. Hold on, Tim. Jay's talking.
Now, I hate y'all so much.
That's fine. We love you.
I loved it when they brought this song back on the Clockwork Angels tour from Power Windows.
Can we pause just for a second? I don't want to pause the recording.
Oops.
I just want to pause Tim for a second. I love the way you build up to what you package it. It's sort of a tease. Yeah. It's sort of like sometimes it goes on a little long and you want to like, hey Tim, land the plane. But I just want to mention how much I like that because you set a picture, a mood for us. And
because Jay, I'm actually a Rush fan. Okay. I just threw that out there. Yes.
I don't disagree.
So before I was so ridiculously interrupted, but I was very excited when they brought this song back, and that is from Power Windows, Middletown Dreams.
Yeah, that's one I don't like.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Tell me about that song. No. What speaks to you?
Well, okay, what speaks to me, it's talking about, your average person Middletown, small town, whatever, that's got their dreams of their life being something more than what it is. You know, the middle-aged Madonna calls her neighbor on the phone. Day by day, the seasons pass, and they just leave her life alone because she's stuck. You know, she's stuck. She's wishing to do more. The boy walks with his best friend through the fields of early May. They walk a while in silence, one close, one far away. But he'll be climbing on that bus, just him and his guitar, to blaze across the heavens like a brilliant shooting star. So, two young boys, good friends, walking together, and one of them. So I always pictured it as they're probably farm boys, you know. But this one guy, he plays guitar, and he saw a Rush video or a Kiss video, or he saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and that's what he wanted to do. That was his dream. And besides the music and everything else, it's just a great song. I just love it. Just speaks to me.
Are there 5 words?
You've actually made me want to go back and listen to that. What album did you say that was on?
Power Windows comes right after Territories.
And are there 5 words that paint a bigger picture of that scene than one close, one far away? It's like one is okay being there. He's in that walking down the street in the nowhere town. The other's thinking about getting on the bus and playing on the stage in the big cities, the world tour. How did he know? How did he know this stuff? I mean, he was already. How did he know? Just questions that.
So, do I get to pick another one, or
you do? I think you should.
Absolutely.
I think you should. I think it's important that you do, and we'll let you in the next episode of.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
My next one would be The Greatness. And I'd never seen them play this one live until they brought it back for the R40. And that is Jacob's Ladder.
Oh.
All about thunderstorms and boom, boom, boom. That was so awesome. The time signature changes.
What time is that? That's just crazy.
It's like 64th 8th time, and the 3 beats to 4 8s, and
every time I see a storm coming on the horizon,
yes,
that's what I hear. Bum 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 bum
bum
bum
bum bum
bum bum bum. Clouds prepare for battle. I'm just like yes.
I just love it.
Just destroy us.
What speaks to me about that is because I know, Tim, you were a big fan of the thunderstorm.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Now I too am a big fan. Lately, they've been a little bit, at least in the area that I live in, they've been a little bit violent, like my dog. But
you're right.
Eating your hand currently. How are you going to record with just one hand?
I don't know, but I love the sound of a thunderstorm, and so now you made me want to listen to Jacob's Ladder again.
Yes.
See,
son of a gun.
That's why we do this, and I think we might have completely different favorites by the time it's all over. Like I know Jay is gonna love Here Again, even though he's probably not in complete support of talking about the first album. He's gonna fall in love with Here Again. It's
doubtful, but I do want to add also, Tim, that I love the album cover for
really
for the album that Jacob's Ladder is on. I believe that is.
Now why is that?
Oh dear Lord!
There's something about it. It's like
is it the storm, the thunderstorm?
It feels. I don't know. There's just something it's just really help me out here, Dave.
Good.
It's good.
It's good.
Exciting.
So good.
Yeah, that's what is that? Is that Permanent Waves?
Yes, it's Permanent Waves, and the only thing you like about it is the girl on the cover.
No, that is not true. I like the girl on the cover whose dress is flying up and you can see her panties. That's what I like.
See, that's a completely different situation.
Yeah, see
Yes,
that.
it is. Okay. Yes.
If you're gonna get your facts out, get them out straight, sir.
Well, gents, our 20-minute talk on our favorite few songs has almost turned into a 40-minute talk. So we just gotta cut it off and bring it back next time.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I have to say, I don't know. We're just recording the initial few episodes here. We have no idea if this is going to be 1 or 7 or what. So all we know is that eventually, if we haven't already, we're going to be analyzing every Rush song.